All right, kiddies. Let's fucking do it. Go! Hey there! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the only show on YouTube worth watching. I'm Dusty. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hell yeah. Been a couple days since my last show, and man, a lot of stuff happened already. Amazing how much bullshit is going on in this universe. We're going to cover it all, folks. So I appreciate you joining me tonight. They're banning the Osama bin Laden letter to America all over the place. It's actually kind of hard to find now. Thank you, TikTok. I've been talking about this forever, guys, but I'm finally going to read it to you because, of course, they banned it. You know I'm going to fucking read the goddamn thing to you. Yeah, I got my van back. Hell yeah. I went and got it from the cloud. Found it. You guys were like, bring the van back, Dusty. All right, fine. The Shaggy Wagon back just for you guys. Hell yeah. Michael Rappaport, proven he doesn't give a shit about America. His loyalty lies with Israel. Going to cover that. Got a nice hero section to make us feel better at the end. So stay tuned for that. But as always, super chats. Lifeblood of the show is the super chats. No questions dodged. Every question answered. See over here by the chat, there's a $sign. You click it and then you donate whatever you want to. And then I read every single thing that you write. Give your loved one a shout out. Holler at your cats. Whatever. Gonna read it all. The more you donate, the more serious I take your questions. So please abide by love in the super chats. You know you want to. Gonna read them all over the halftime and then at the end of the show. So get them in early, get them in often. Help my brother out. Thank you in advance. And all right, let's go ahead and kick the show off, folks. Gonna start off with some Palestinian conflict. Another week. Another genocide. Brought to you by the United States taxpayers. Me and you, we're paying for this, which is not the best. Sigh. Hard to get excited about Joe Biden right now because he seems to be full-throatedly supporting this. So last time we left you on the adventures of Israel, you might remember that they put out this 3D video proving once and for all, in a way that nobody could deny, that underneath the hospital they've been bombing was the Hamas headquarters. Remember this, y'all? There were tunnels. Look at this high-quality 3D rendering. Looks like a Fallout video game or something. Look at this shit. Oh, my God. They're like way underneath there. They have like henchmen walking up down the hallways, and they have little rooms with computers in there, and they're coordinating all the terrorist attacks. And hey, Israel has to bomb the hospitals, y'all. They don't want to. Israel doesn't want to bomb hospitals. They're not insane, but they have to murder all these children and bomb the hospitals because underneath are all these tunnels. I know it looks like bullshit, y'all. I know it looks like something from a movie, right? But it's true. Israel wouldn't lie to us, would they? No, they wouldn't lie to us just to commit genocide. And then the next thing you know, yeah, it turns out it was all bullshit. Yeah, they went in there and they didn't find the tunnels. Shockingly, Joe Biden told us the tunnels were there. So they had to be there, but they weren't. And they found less weapons than my local redneck neighbors have in their houses alone. So basically nothing, but that didn't stop them from bullshit. Anyway, they even lost BBC as a mouthpiece, y'all. You know it's getting bad for the propaganda war on Israel's side when you lose BBC. Here's what they had to say about it.
Israel described the Al-Shifa hospital as the main headquarters for Hamas's terrorist activity. This IDF animation, posted in late October, claims to represent a Hamas tunnel system underneath the hospital. But having been inside Al-Shifa since early Wednesday, Israel's yet to produce evidence of the tunnels.
What?
It has allowed the BBC and Fox News to film at the hospital, though only locations of Israel's choice.
This is what they found.
Israel also released its own 7-minute video, which BBC Verify has analysed. A watch, visible in that video, suggests it was filmed a few hours before the BBC arrived. And this IDF video was posted, then deleted, then reposted, this time without a section referring to an Israeli soldier who'd been held hostage.
I don't know when this was used the last time.
Also in the video, we see a room with an MRI machine.
And if you zoom in and we get some light over here.
Yeah, because you want to put guns right next to the MRI machine. They don't work off magnets or anything. It's totally fine.
Able to see is military equipment.
The BBC was shown the same room. And what we see in the two videos doesn't precisely match. For example, there's one gun in the IDF video.
They added a gun to the bag? Why would they do that?
Two by the time of the BBC footage. Israel has told BBC Verify this is because more weaponry and terrorist assets were discovered throughout the day.
And as always, an AK-47.
Israel also says its video is a single shot with no edits.
But
this appears to be an edit.
It is an edit, yes. That's an edit.
We don't know the reasons for that edit, nor how
guess.
significant it is. The IDF, though, says suggestions it's manipulating the media are incorrect. The IDF video also shows military equipment in other locations, though we can't verify how it came to be there. And what we see in this IDF video doesn't equate to Israel's description of Al-Shifa as an operational command center for Hamas.
Shocker.
The US is using a different phrase, saying Al-Shifa was used as a command and control node.
Now they're changing it, folks. It was the headquarters of Hamas. There's tunnels everywhere. The U.S. government. Joe Biden was telling us this, y'all. And now, it was just a command and control node. It's just a little nodule, just a little nothing, just a little poof that Hamas might have been in. But hey, they still had to bomb it and kill all those kids and injured people.
That implies a much smaller facility. Israel is adamant this hospital was a command center, but for now, at least, it's either not found supporting evidence or it's not sharing it.
Yeah, if they found it, they would definitely be fucking sharing it, because this is their whole point on why they had to bomb the fucking children, right? Just good goddamn. So frustrating to watch them lie to our fucking face, and then our president lie right to our fucking face, echo every lie that they tell us. Just shows where their loyalty lies. And then they put this video that he just showed you up. This is the original post from the IDF main Twitter account. No cuts, no edits, just the undeniable truth. That's not even true. It did have edit, but anyway. They put it up there, folks, and then they immediately took it down and edited it. Because of fucking course they did. Oh, we're just telling the truth. We're proving it by not editing it just straight out of the horse's mouth. Here, see it for yourself. Yeah, we did. And it's bullshit. And so we know, but they edited it out too, because we've seen the original video they put up. And for some reason, they edited out this section.
And a computer which at first glance already provides a lot of incriminating evidence. This is Israeli private Megidish, who was taken hostage by Hamas. She is home with her family because we were able to rescue her. But this picture was found on this computer, in addition to other interesting documents that will be processed.
So interesting this happened to find this computer, and Hamas was looking at this picture of this IDF soldier that they kidnapped and then was rescued by the IDF. So they just happened to be sitting around just looking at this woman, as you do, you know. Totally normal shit, right? Yeah, I'm calling fucking bullshit. Why did you edit that out then? If you just found it, open the laptop, and there it was. There's a picture of the girl that you guys saved, right? Just makes sense. No, nothing shady at all going on here, Israel. And then they think we're so stupid, folks. Literally, here's the propaganda they're putting out. Medical supplies written in comically large letters in English. They speak Hebrew. The doctors in Gaza speak Arabic, but for some reason the boxes are labeled in English. Literally everything they do is propaganda for Western media. They look like they're empty. Look at these empty boxes that they're just handing back and forward with these giant comic letters, medical supplies on them. Just holy shit. They think we're stupid, and like so many of us are. They're not wrong. This has worked for so long for them. I guess they think it's going to continue to work, but it's not working as well as it once did, because now we have the internet to continuously call out bullshit, and it is very fucking obviously bullshit. And they don't like it, folks. They don't like it when you call them out their bullshit. Mehdi Hassan had Prime Minister Netanyahu's senior advisor, Mark Regev. And just look how incensed he is that I dare you question us. I mean, yeah, we've been proven to be liars continuously, but if you call us out our lies, you must be some kind of Holocaust deniers or some shit. Watch how Weasley this motherfucker is. This is kind of a long clip. I'm going to play a couple of longer clips in the show, but they're worth it.
Look, this operation is not one that we wanted, obviously. This war was forced upon Israel in the terrible attack of October 7th, and we are fighting back, right? And we will destroy Hamas. We'll dismantle their military machine, and we'll take apart their political control of Gaza. That's good for Israel for obvious reasons. We don't have to live in fear of terrorists crossing the border and killing our people and butchering our children.
I just want to say this. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I learned this when I was listening to, what's this guy's name? The guy from Hee Hee. When he was saying, you can't possibly understand what Israeli people are going through, Ethan Klein. Because you haven't lived in a situation where cafes are being bombed and they live in terror every single day of being murdered. So you can't understand their mindset. I looked it up, folks. This is true. Look it up. Americans, me and you, American citizens, are twice as likely to be murdered as Israeli citizens. Twice as likely. So our lives are literally twice as terrifying. We can't go to fucking Walmart without worrying about getting shot. Can't go to fucking schools. Can't go to parades. Can't go fucking anywhere. It's relatively safe to live there compared to here. So when they're freaking out and talking about, oh, we have to murder all these kids. We have to bomb 5,000 children. We have to do it, folks, because we're living terror every single day. We're going to be murdered. Nah, you don't. You don't. Move to America for a little while, and then you're going to know what real terror is.
Middle of the night, but it's ultimately also good, and I hope you agree with me, it'll be good for the people of Gaza, who deserve better than this terrible authoritarian...
Well, yeah, killing 5,000 children. I'm sure Gaza, man, they're so pleased with your genocidal war crimes.
Extreme Hamas regime.
The people of Gaza are still alive. As I say, more than 11,000 people dead, reported dead, 4,000 children. I just want to pull up on the screen.
Hamas's numbers.
You say Hamas's numbers. I should point out, just pull up on the screen. In the last two major Gaza conflicts, 2009 and 2014, the Israeli military's death tolls matched Hamas's health ministry death toll. And the UN human rights groups all agree that those numbers are credible. But look, your wider point is true.
Can I challenge that? Will you allow me to challenge that, please? Can I just challenge that? I'd like to challenge that. I'll try to be as brief as you are, sir. Those numbers are provided by Hamas. There's no independent verification. And secondly, more importantly, you have no idea how many of them are Hamas terrorists.
Yeah, you don't know how many of these children that we killed are Hamas terrorists? How many of the 5,000 children we murdered might have been part of Hamas? Might have been all of them. They're all pretty much working for Hamas, in our opinion.
Combatants, and how many are civilians? Hamas would have you believe that they're all civilians, that they're all children. And here we have to say something that isn't said enough. Hamas, until now, we're destroying their military machine, and with that, we're eroding their control. But up until now, they've been in control of the Gaza Strip. And as a result, they control all the images coming out of Gaza. Have you seen one picture of a single dead Hamas terrorist in the fighting in Gaza? Not one. Is that by accident, or is that because Hamas can control... Hamas can control the...
Wait a minute, you guys claim you have intelligence that's so good that you know when a Hamas operative is inside of a ambulance. You guys have intelligence so good that you're willing to bomb those ambulances, kill whoever is around in mass because you're so certain. You don't have any satellite images. You don't have fucking anything to provide to us that prove what you're saying is true?
You asked me a question and you said you would be brief. I haven't, you're right, but I have seen lots of children with my own lying eyes being pulled from the rubble.
Because they're the pictures Hamas wants you to see. Exactly my point.
And also because they're dead.
Yeah, they just want you to see all these dead children. Psh, why are you even looking at all these dead children? Because you guys are murdering fucking children in mass.
Pictures Hamas wants...
But there are also people that your government has killed. You accept that, right? You've killed children, or do you deny that?
No, I do not.
No.
I do not.
I haven't killed anybody. Yeah, 5,000 children. We don't... What children? We ain't killed nobody. Just good goddamn pure fucking evil.
Well, you don't know how those people died, those children.
Oh, wow.
First of all, we don't want to see a single child killed.
Okay, here's my question for you, Mark. You say, I agree with you. I agree with you. We shouldn't blindly believe anything Hamas says. But why should we believe what your government says either? Your military spokesman on Monday pointed to an Arabic document in the basement of a Gaza hospital and claimed it was a Guardian list on which every terrorist writes his name.
Yep, it was just the fucking days of the week, folks. Literally. Looked in the camera, straight face, told us all. These were terrorists writing their names down, taking shifts, guarding the hostages. Literally just days of the fucking week. That's how stupid they think you and I are.
But that was false. It was just a calendar with the days of the week on it. Your colleague in the Prime Minister's office, Ophir Gendelman, posted behind-the-scenes footage from a Lebanese short film and claimed it was Palestinians in Gaza faking their own injuries. That tweet is still up a week later. That is endless disinformation from
They don't give a shit. They don't care about the truth. They've been told repeatedly. He knew it was fucking bullshit when he put it up there. But they have to have some kind of justification for murdering all these children, and they don't have anything that's true to say, so they'll just fucking lie. And even after they're told that it's a lie, they're still going to keep it up because they don't give a fuck.
Your government, is it not?
I disagree, and I think on the important issues, look, I'll give you an example, Mehdi. Originally, we estimated... No, answer your question. Allow me to answer your question. I'm answering your question.
Because I'm so unlikable. Holy shit, Israel. Heart to heart, me to you. You need to pick better people to go out there and be your spokespersons because these guys are not killing it. They're making people like you way less. And like, I'm not amongst them. Like, I cannot stand the Israeli government. But I think most Jewish people are good people. I think most Jewish people oppose this. The Israeli government is incredibly unpopular in Israel. But these motherfuckers should not be on TV at all. It's hurting you.
Question, directly, if you'll allow me. We originally said in the atrocious Hamas attack on our people, on October 7th, we had the number at 1,400 casualties, and now we've revised that down to 1,200 because we understood that we had overestimated. We made a mistake. There were actually bodies that were so badly burnt.
You lied, and then you got caught on your lie, and you had to admit to it. Congratulations.
We thought they were ours. In the end, apparently, they were Hamas terrorists. When we make a mistake, we admit it.
You don't admit it. You make mistakes all the fucking time. He just showed you a tweet that's still up. Based off propaganda and lies. You don't fucking admit it.
Why does that give you permission? Why does that give you permission to accept Hamas's numbers? I don't understand.
I didn't ask about Hamas numbers. I said to you that your military
spokesman... But you were quoting to me before Hamas numbers, Mehdi. You were quoting to me Hamas's numbers.
Because the entire UN and the human rights community and the American intelligence community on Friday said they trust those numbers. But you're dodging my question, Mark.
I'm not sure that's true.
Why did your military spokesman on Monday point to a calendar in Arabic and say these are the names of terrorists on them? That's false. Can you accept that here and now?
I'm not aware of the incident.
Let's put up the image. We have the image. You have no comment.
I don't read Arabic. It doesn't help me. I have no comment. I'm not familiar with the incident.
Does your spokesman...
I don't know and I don't want to know. I haven't bothered to look any of this up and I'm not going to because it gives me plausible deniability. I can just play ignorant.
Hang on, I have a question. Mehdi, you're a journalist. Have you made a professional mistake ever? Not intentionally, but have you made a professional mistake?
Exactly, and I own up to it.
Have you made a mistake? So can
you own up to the mistake?
So if I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, but there's a difference between making
But I've never murdered a child, much less 5,000 children. So that's not a mistake, motherfucker.
Honest mistake. And between Hamas that deliberately exaggerates numbers to suit its propaganda purposes. There's a huge difference.
So it sounds like hold on. You said propaganda. Can we just deal with your colleague Ophir Gendelman's tweet? It's still up 7 days later. Why has it not come down? It's a Lebanese short film. We can put it on screen. It's not Palestinians faking their own injuries. Can we own up to that mistake and take that down? Is that not propaganda?
Once again, I understand that was also a mistake. And
so why is it still up 7 days later?
I'll speak to Ophir about it if you like. I'll speak to Ophir about it if you like. He's a friend of mine and a colleague. I quite like him. He's a good man.
It's a mistake, but it's still up because we don't give a shit. You're not going to talk to him. You're not going to take it down. You're all full of shit. We see right the goddamn through you. Frustrating. And Karens are back at it. And holy shit, are they really showing their ass, folks? Just showing how evil some of these people are. Imagine speaking to this woman in this way. This woman simply has a sign that says, Jews for ceasefire now. Literally just want the children to stop being murdered. Which is what's in the best interest of the hostages. Indiscriminately bombing everywhere is just going to make it more likely the hostages die. If you care anything about the hostages or the dead children or America, which this absolutely is making less safe. We're going to read the Osama bin Laden letter, who specifically laid it out for us. Imagine seeing this woman and speaking to her in this way.
I wish they will rape you alive. They will film you.
Why don't you get kidnapped by them in Gaza and see if people come and save you? Because we should have a ceasefire and negotiate with terrorists. They're just going to say, oh, you stop bombing us, we'll stop bombing you. Here, take them back. Yeah, they'll just say, here, take them back.
Israel controls whether they have water, whether they have
No, we generously give them water.
Yeah, we stole their water. I mean, we're colonizers. We literally took their land. We took their water, and we're nice enough to give them some of their own water at sometimes we feel like it. Aren't we the best? Yeah, nah, you're not.
We generously give them
It's their land, my dear.
access to it.
It's their land that was taken from them.
It is their land.
Was a Jew. Do you know that?
Fuck Jesus. God damn it. Fuck Jesus. All right. You don't have any rights to those land because some kind of ancient fiction that was written 3,000 years ago. Fuck everything a goddamn about that. It's so ridiculous. You're all Europeans. Okay. You invaded that land. You're colonizers. It's not yours.
Was born there. The Jews were there first.
Oh, there were no Palestinians
Jews were there first.
Old Testament, and you read the New Testament.
Oh my God.
know that there's a
Fuck everything about what you're saying right now. Okay. I want to see some kind of genetic test that say you're kin in any way to those people a long time ago. It still would make your argument correct. But most of you have no connection what the fuck so ever to those ancient people. You're way more European than Arab. It's crazy.
100 Palestinian villages that were destroyed in 1948. What's called the
Who was here
Nakba.
first?
Indigenous
The Native-
people.
Right. So should we all be kidnapped and tortured, our babies put in an oven because we took it from the Native Americans?
No.
But yet you're living here. I think we should torture you and your family. Let's cut open your stomach, take out your fetus and throw it in an oven and then smell it while they torture you and cut off your body parts and rape you, make you naked and drag you through the street.
Man, you guys are making yourself look so good. But I promise you, no matter how horrible you act, it's not going to make me dislike Jews, okay? I know you're not representative of the Jewish people.
I just wish your kids gonna be there.
Yeah, you are fucking so stupid.
I wish they will rape you alive. They will film you, and if your mother will be alive, they will send the video for your mother to see how you burn. That's what I wish. And this is, if this is okay for you, so I don't know what you made from.
They're the good guys, y'all.
It's terrible. It's terrible that people had it.
I know.
People burned alive.
And it's
The
terrible.
mother watched it on TV.
5,000 dead children.
On the video,
You know
on
what
the
a bomb-
video.
you know what a bomb
They
does?
film it.
It burns people alive.
They didn't. Why don't you go to Gaza?
Why
Why don't you go to Gaza to live there? Why don't you go there?
Like a concentration
Why don't you go there?
Because Israel is bombing the shit out of it. They're killing 10,000 civilians, 5,000 children. Seems bad.
Let's be very clear. My ass, your ass. You don't know nothing.
Peace and love. Let's all live together.
Let's be very clear.
Dusty watches a video and makes faces when arguments have been. Yes! By argument, you mean, I hope you're raped in front of your mother. I hope they cut babies out of your womb. Awesome arguments, dude. You're making yourself look really good in the chat there. Please keep it up. And then, Israeli tanks winning the hearts of mind. Here they have seared a Star of David into what used to be Catmup Park for families in Gaza. Yeah, that sends a very clear message, doesn't it? We are genociding you all. We are ethnic cleansing you, and we're going to take your shit. They're the good guys, y'all. And then here's another great clip, folks. And this is going to dovetail into the end of the segment when I read the Osama bin Laden letter to America. It appears that even worse than we already thought, Jewish terrorists have taken over the far-right government of Israel. The most extreme people you can possibly imagine. He's about to point them out, their own words. And our U.S. government is backing them up a 100%, lock, stock. No separation between the two. They don't give a fuck that terrorists are taking over the Israeli government. And this does nothing but make America less safe. This is exactly why Osama bin Laden said they did 9/11. This 100% is going to lead to terrorist attacks in our country. American citizens are going to die because of this. And Joe Biden does not give a shit. Our government does not give a shit. Their loyalty does not lie with you and me. Their loyalty does not lie with American citizens. Their loyalty lies, unending, undying, with Israeli government.
Earlier this week, I asked the former Deputy Director of National Intelligence in the U.S., Beth Sanner, what she thought President Biden could be doing differently regarding Israel.
I think that one of the things we
All right, that is not the clip I was planning on playing. Okay, well, that sucks. Let's see if this is it at the end. Maybe I got it mixed up. Oh, here it is. This one's the clip I wanted to play. I'm going to play that other clip at the after party.
Earlier this week, I asked the former Deputy Director of National Intelligence in the U.S., Beth Sanner.
Nope, that's the same clip. All right, I fucked it up. I don't know where the fuck that clip went. All right, whatever. And then Michael Rappaport, who I always thought was a dick, but he was pretty funny because he was going after Trump. He made videos calling him pig dick, jeering him, talking about what a criminal he is, talking about how awful he is for the United States. Well, now Michael Rappaport, not only has he gone public being incredibly racist, but now he's saying he is planning potentially on voting for Donald Trump because Joe Biden is not sucking Israel's dick enough. Now, Joe Biden couldn't be sucking Israel's dick any harder. No challenge whatsoever. We are fully funding the bombing and murder of thousands of children. But that's not enough for the bloodlust of Michael Rappaport. He wants even more loyalty towards Israel. And I guess he thinks Donald Trump is going to give them that. So even though he knows Donald Trump will destroy American democracy, even though he knows all the gay people, trans people, Donald Trump's going to throw on the bus, even though he knows all the poor people that are going to be hurt by Donald Trump's presidency, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck if the whole country collapses because his loyalty is not with America. It is with Israel, as so many of these Zionist pieces of shit are. So let's take a look. So fucking frustrating and whiny as shit, too. You thought I was whiny. First off, here he is being racist, talking about, hey, if black people were kidnapped, you know how special we treat black people in America? Black people get all the fucking support. They get all the special treatment, right? And we would fall all over ourselves if black people got kidnapped. He's literally spreading right-wing talking points that somehow black people in this country are a protected class, that are treated better, that are held on a pedestal higher than everybody else in order to spread his Jewish propaganda.
Yo, if 20 American tourists, 20 American tourists, forget the 1,200 people that were murdered, slaughtered, civilians. If 20 American civilians, all African American, all black, all ages, were taken hostage, and 10 of them were murdered and raped, and there was 10 surviving American tourist hostages that were all black. There's not one motherfucker in this country that would be talking about ceasefire. There's not one person. It would be bring the fucking hostages back, and they better be alive. They better be pristine.
All right, first off, this is so fucking stupid. They're racist all over this goddamn country. You can't even say Black Lives Matter without them saying White Lives Matter. They can't even protest to stop getting killed by police without people throwing a fucking hissy fit. What are you goddamn talking about, Michael Rappaport? Just craziness.
There wouldn't be no ceasefire. There would be no round. Can you imagine college students ripping down?
Absolutely. If they kidnapped 10 black people in another country and then we started indiscriminately bombing that country and killed 5,000 children, there would 100% be mass protests in the streets led by black people saying, hey, first off, indiscriminately bombing this country isn't making these hostages safer. It's making them less safe. It's making them more likely to be killed. Okay, that's just fucking logic. But secondly, you don't murder thousands of fucking children in retaliation for these black people being kidnapped. They will be marching in the fucking streets, and you know they would, Michael Rappaport. Why are you getting racist? Why are you spreading this bullshit? What the fuck's wrong with you? Broke brain shit.
Posters of 10 black people from America, if they were taken hostage.
They're literally kneeling on their throats so they die in this country. And that's the cops, Michael.
And 10 others were raped and murdered. Nobody would be saying shit. The African American community would be demanding they came back.
That's right. Black people would be demanding they murder as many children as they possibly can. You know those bloodthirsty blacks. They'd be just like, kill more of them. Turn the whole place into a parking lot. Isn't that what you guys would be doing in the black community?
White people, black people, Jewish people would be demanding they come back. There wouldn't be a discussion of a ceasefire.
Holy shit, you're evil,
That's
dude.
a fact. Nobody can tell
fact.
me shit that is not a fucking fact.
That's because you got shit for brains, dude. You've lost your fucking mind. You were so obsessed with Israel. Your loyalty lies with them to such a degree. You will literally put a video out being racist as fuck, saying the most absurd nonsense in order to try to push your narrative.
Forget the 1,200 other people that were murdered. I'm talking about just 10. I don't compare tragedies, 9/11 versus the Oklahoma City bombing versus this, that, and the third. If it was just 10 African-American people.
Stop saying that, dude.
They would be demanding, everybody would be demanding, get them back, get them back, get them back. The word ceasefire wouldn't be in the vernacular. It'd be like, ravage the fucking place until they come back, and they better come back safe.
Holy God.
And sound.
Just, dude, first off, no, they fucking wouldn't. There would be racists all over Twitter being like, let them die. Who gives a shit? Fuck those black people saying the N-word left and right. You know they would. What are you talking about? Secondly, yes, we would march in the streets to end a ceasefire if they were murdering children over this shit. But he doesn't care, folks. Logic, reason has left his goddamn mind. Of course, he got called racist over and over again, so he's doing what every racist does, acting like it's a badge of honor. He posted, if you're not being called racist at least once a day online, you're doing something wrong. I almost never get called racist. Okay, I guess I'm doing something wrong, but that's probably because I'm not fucking racist. I don't get out there and say racist fucking nonsense in order to try to support genocide and ethnic cleansing. I would say he's committing career suicide, but it's Michael Rappaport. There's really nothing to kill. And then here he is, folks, saying he's probably, maybe, possibly going to vote for Donald Trump because even though Joe Biden is literally not doing anything to hold Israel accountable, we're literally sending them billions of dollars. We're paying for this ethnic cleansing. We're paying for all these children to be murdered. It's not enough for this bloodthirsty piece of shit, this murderous asshole. And he thinks, hey, maybe Donald Trump will kill more children. Hey, I don't give a fuck what happens to the United States. I don't give a fuck if democracy ends. I just want more children to die.
There's been other things too. There's other times where I'm sure, like, for Dick Stain, Donald Trump, who I had conversations with, I might vote for that motherfucker. Oh yeah, I'll break your hearts. Let me tell you something. Things don't get straightened up in this fucking world ASAP. And I know Smoking Joe has said the right thing about Israel.
It's not enough.
But when I'm seeing motherfuckers in New York City,
what's that do to Joe Biden?
In public, in front of crowds of people.
Okay.
Rip down UN flags, rip down Israeli flags, rip down American flags on Veterans Day.
Who gives a fuck?
When the economy is the way the economy is, when I'm paying fucking mortgage rates up the
right-wing talking points now. He's willing to shield every right-wing talking point now in order to get Trump elected because his loyalty is not with the American people.
Forget a colonoscopy. You don't need to get a colonoscopy. Go buy a house. The interest rates. Go buy a car. And I know Smoking Joe has done some things for the. I know. But I'm telling you right now, go buy yourself. Go check what it's like to buy a car. Buy a house. The money. The fucking chaos in this country. The chaos around the world. But I'm too far down the Gringo Mandingo. I'm too far down the disruptive warrior rabbit hole to pull back now. The comments have been made, I said. I've had conversations with some of my... If it comes down to pig dick Donald Trump and Smoking Joe Biden, I'm sorry.
You are sorry.
I am sorry.
You're a piece of shit.
Voting for pig dick Donald Trump is on the table. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. I'll still call him slob dick Donald Trump, pig dick Donald Trump, and all that. But we need to get this whole fucking situation under control.
Yep. Fuck this country, according to Michael Rappaport. He'll watch the whole thing collapse and burn to the ground if he's not allowed to murder a few more innocent children. Whatever it fucking takes. That's the caliber of person we're dealing with here. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, spreading anti-Semitism, got in a little bit of trouble, but he figured out a genius way to get himself out of it. First off, here he is liking and commenting on this post. To the cowards hiding behind the anonymity of the internet and posting Hitler was right. You got something you want to say? Why don't you say it to our faces, says Charles Weber. And then the artist formerly known as Eric says, okay, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want to stop using against them. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest shit now about Western Jewish populations coming to the disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities that support flooding their country don't exactly like them too much. You want truth said to your face? There it is. Yeah, that's right, folks. Aren't the Jews behind the Great Replacement? The Jews are trying to wipe out the white man. Like, holy shit, I have a problem with the Jewish government. I think the IDF is a terrorist organization, but the Jews are not trying to wipe out white people. I don't believe in conspiracy theories about Jews running the fucking earth. The vast majority of people that identify as Jews are incredibly good people. They are fine people. They do not support this genocide and ethnic cleansing. So, of course, Elon, who has been pushing this white genocide narrative from the very fucking beginning, latches onto this and says, you have said the actual truth, though he didn't at all. And so this didn't go over very well with anybody, really, but especially the advertisers who just started returning to the site. And now they're bailing out en masse over his anti-Semitic tweet. First off, IBM pulls adverts from X after a report finding they ran next to Nazi content. Bloomberg says Lionsgate Entertainment has suspended all advertising on X effective immediately, a company spokesman said by email. Exclusive, even Apple pulling out, and this is a big one, folks. Apple is what Elon Musk and Twitter uses to prove to other advertisers that they are advertiser friendly, that they are brand safe. And now that they're pulling out, it's going to be a lot harder to make that argument. Apple to pause advertising on X after a Musk-based anti-Semitic post. Along with Apple and Lionsgate, Disney also has paused advertising on X. So Warner Brothers left too. Media companies like Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery are pausing ad spend on X. Paramount can confirm Paramount Global is suspending too. It's a deluge. Comcast, update Comcast, NBC Universal has now paused advertising on X. So, seems bad. Already lost $30 billion. This could be the death knell of X. Although Elon has enough money where he could just like float it himself. He could just pay directly out of his pocket to keep it alive if he wanted to, but he's so money hungry he probably won't. But don't worry, Elon's found a workaround in order to get the advertisers back, to get the Jewish community back on his side. He is just going to ban pro-Palestinian sentiments on Twitter. First off, it was Media Matters that pointed that out. Media Matters is going to all these companies that are advertising on X, and they're saying, hey, he's posted all this anti-Semitic stuff. Your ads are being run underneath Nazis. And so, of course, Elon... Media Matters is an evil organization. Oh my God. All they're doing is exactly what you guys told us that we should do. You guys told us the market would regulate itself, right? You guys said, hey, there's no reason for the government to regulate businesses because if businesses act in a way that the consumers don't want them to act, they'll complain to the advertisers. They'll pull advertising dollars and then the system will regulate itself, right? And then when they do that, you call that evil because you don't actually want to be regulated anyway. You can't regulate yourself. You don't want the consumers to regulate you. Any regulation whatsoever is considered evil by you. You just want to do whatever the fuck you want to, spread as much hate as you want to spread with no consequences whatsoever, obviously. But that's not how the fucking system works there, Elon Musk. And then he's decided to get the Jewish community and the Israeli government back on his side by banning words. Love the free speech over on X. Elon Musk says, as I said earlier this week, decolonization and from the river to the sea and similar euphemisms necessarily imply genocide. It doesn't. Clear calls for extreme violence are against our terms of service and will result in suspension. Yes, decolonization necessarily implies a Jewish genocide. Thus, it's unacceptable to any reasonable person. So, yes, this is completely against free speech. This is against everything Elon Musk ever said he was for. But this is how the game works. When you're the one that decides what hate speech is, you can just declare anything hate speech, and then you can say, hey, I'm not violating free speech because hate speech doesn't fall under free speech, which is exactly what the old Twitter owner said that you had a giant problem with. That's the reason you claim that you bought Twitter in order to save free speech. Now you're doing exactly the goddamn same thing because you're freaking out about all the advertisers leaving your site. And the one thing you care about the most is money. You don't actually care about free speech in any way whatsoever. So showing it once again, we already knew that was true. But it's amazing how many of the people who suck his dick are still responding, oh my God, thank you. Thank you, Elon Musk, free speech warrior. Continuously pissing in our face and telling us on his rating. And then, of course, he got him back on his side. Here's the ADL spokesperson, Jonathan Greenblatt, who says, this is an important and welcome move by Elon Musk. I appreciate this leadership in fighting hate. Elon Musk, who's done nothing but re-platform Nazis on Twitter since day one, who has spread every right-wing anti-Semitic conspiracy theory you can think of. The ADL now shouting him out as a leader in fighting hate because he's banning pro-Palestinian sentiments on Twitter. This is where we're at in this country right now. And yes, I cannot fathom how the ADL is ever going to repair its credibility after enthusiastically wrecking its public image this year. And offer what? To suckle up to the planet's stupidest epic bacon lad billionaire? Yeah, but they don't care. As long as they're winning the propaganda war, they're cool with it. And if Elon Musk is willing to help them do that by squelching people's free speech, obviously they're going to support that, right? Just corruption on top of corruption. Meanwhile, here's the spokesman for Israel. All the preoccupation with whether or not there is internet in Gaza shows that we have learned nothing. We are too humane. Burn Gaza now, no less. But this is a lot, strange. Strange that this is not a call for extreme violence. Strange that this is not against the terms of service. The word decolonization is against the terms of service, but saying burn Gaza now, no less, is not. That's how ridiculous this whole thing is. Their words mean nothing. So he's going to continue to let Israel call for genocide and ethnic cleansing, while anybody who's pro-Palestinian going to get the boot from X. Sad days here in America. Meanwhile, the epic battle between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens is heating up, and I love it. So apparently, Ben Shapiro has signed a contract with Candace Owens, what I can only assume is an incredibly lucrative contract, that he wants her to quit because they're feuding now. She's like, hey, maybe we shouldn't murder thousands of children. And Ben Shapiro's like, shut the fuck up, Candace. We should murder every child in Gaza. It doesn't matter how many we have to kill. Turn the whole place into a glass parking lot. And so he's basically telling her, hey, you should quit. Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit. We could fire her, but you'd have to pay out our contract, and it's all about fucking money with these people. She's not going to quit. You're not going to fire her because you're all greedy, grifting sacks of shit. But I love to see them fight. Meanwhile, you got to see this crazy shit going on TikTok. So apparently the old Osama bin Laden letter to America has gone viral again. Somebody said this guy, Yashar Ali, posting about it on Twitter is actually what made it viral. They say that it wasn't that viral on TikTok until he posted this video, which got seen 40 million times. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it says, which actually caused it to go viral on TikTok. And so they started banning accounts and then banning anybody who was posting and romanticizing, celebrating the Osama bin Laden letter to America. So Let's look at some of these videos of these people demanding everybody immediately go out and read this letter.
This morning I read Letter to America, which is Osama bin Laden's letter to America explaining why he attacked Americans. And I am ashamed to say that I not only have never read this letter,
why not?
But I didn't even know this letter existed. It's wild, and everyone should read it. If you haven't read it yet, read it. However, be forewarned that this has left me very disillusioned, and I feel the same exact way I felt when I was deconstructing Christianity. I feel a little bit just confused, like I have entered into another timeline.
Did you really thought they hated us for our freedom? No, they hated us because of our unending, unwavering support of Israel, because we were interfering in their politics, killing their people, overthrowing their governments, obviously.
This. And yeah, so go read it.
So I just read A Letter to America, and I will never look at life the same. I will never look at...
Where have you guys been living?
This country the same. I will never...
Like under a fucking rock. It's crazy.
Please read it. And if you have read it,
I've been talking about it for
let
years.
me know if you are also going through an existential crisis
I'm not.
in this very moment. Because in the last 20 minutes, my entire viewpoint on the entire life I have believed and I have lived has changed. Please read that entire letter.
I'm reading everybody.
I need everyone to stop what they're doing right now and go read. It's literally 2 pages. Go read A Letter to America. And please come back here and just let me know what you think, because I feel like I'm going through like an existential crisis right now, and a lot of people are. So I just need someone else to be feeling this too.
I need you to stop what you're doing and go read A Letter to America.
All right, so a whole bunch of these, like 5 minutes of just this, like I said, went viral on TikTok. Everybody talking about it. Go read Osama bin Laden's Letter to America. So I went to find it. And well, first off, I'll read this TikTok. To prohibit videos promoting bin Laden's letter to America. TikTok will prohibit content that promotes Osama bin Laden's 2002 letter detailing the former al-Qaeda leader's justification for attacks against Americans. The short-form video app said on Thursday, discussions of the 20-year-old letter have spread on the platform this week in the context of debate over the Israeli-Hamas war, with some users in the West praising its contents. And so I went to find this letter, went to Google. So the first place that it was published, and the most popular place it was published, was The Guardian. So yeah, they removed it immediately. This page previously displayed a document containing, in translation, the full text of Osama bin Laden's letter to American people. And so I went to this school that had it up. Yeah, they're going to have it. And nope, page not found. They literally are memory holing this letter from the internet. Yo, I had to go to DuckDuckGo to find this motherfucker. It's some creepy ass shit, some rewriting of history. Like we're not adults, like we can't handle reading a fucking letter from Osama bin goddamn Laden. And so here it is, folks. Hopefully they're not gonna ban me. Once again, this is not an endorsement of this fucking goddamn letter. The vast majority of this is stupid as shit, right? But it is interesting to read because they did not attack us because they hate us for our freedoms, folks. And this dovetails in exactly what's going to happen again. There is going to be, I predict, another terrorist attack in America for the exact same fucking reason, because we haven't learned anything from this shit. And Joe Biden could not give a shit less. American lives will be lost. Blood will be spilled. And he will not back away from Israel a single iota. So here's the letter, folks. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, permission to fight against disbelievers is given to those believers who are fought against because they have been wronged, and surely Allah is able to give them believers victory. No. I think you guys picked the wrong guy. He talks about Allah a lot, but to be honest with you, like, he seems to have abandoned you, or he seems to not exist. Like, I don't believe in any gods. It's all complete bullshit. But if I were going to believe in a god, and I was going to like look at the world and see whose god is likely to be the truest based on how that god treats them, I'd be fucking Jewish, because their god has their back way better than Allah has you guys back. Seriously, I think you might have chosen poorly on this one. Those who believe fight in the cause of Allah, and those who disbelieve fight in the cause of Taghut, anything worshipped other than Allah, e.g. Satan. Yeah, fuck all that shit. So fight. You against the friend of Satan, ever feeble, is indeed the plot of Satan. So yeah, a lot of it was just like religious bullshit, of course. He's just a terrorist. He is a primitive idiot who believes in ancient fiction told by a pedophile. That's his first fucking problem. While seeking Allah's help, we form our reply based on two questions directed at the Americans. Why are we fighting and opposing you? What are we calling you to do? And what do we want from you? As for the first question, why are we fighting and opposing you? The answer is very simple. Because you attacked us and continue to attack us. You attacked us in Palestine, which has sunk under military occupation for more than 80 years. The British handed over Palestine with your help and your support to the Jews, who have occupied it for more than 50 years, overflowing with oppression, tyranny, crimes, killing, expulsion, destruction, and devastation. The creation and continuation of Israel is one of the greatest crimes, and you are the leaders of its criminals. And of course, there is no need to explain and prove the degree of American support for Israel. The creation of Israel is a crime which must be erased. Each and every person whose hands have become polluted in the contribution towards this crime must pay its price and pay for it heavily. It brings us both laughter and tears to see that you have not yet tired of repeating your fabricated lies that Jews have a historical right to Palestine, as it was promised to them in the Torah. Anyone who disputes with them on this alleged fact is accused of anti-Semitism. This is one of the most fallacious, widely circulated fabrications in history. The people of Palestine are pure Arabs and original Semites. It is the Muslims who are inheritors of Moses, peace be upon him, and inheritors of the real Torah. That has not been changed. Muslims believe in all of the prophets, including Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. If the followers of Moses have been promised a right to Palestine in the Torah, then the Muslims are the most worthy nation of this. It's a bad argument all the fucking way around. When the Muslims conquered Palestine and drove out the Romans, Palestine and Jerusalem returned to Islam, the religion of all the prophets, peace be upon them. Therefore, the call to a historic right to Palestine cannot be raised against the Islamic Ummah that believes in all the prophets of Allah, peace and blessings be upon them, and we make no distinction between them. The blood pouring out of Palestine must be equally revenged. You must know that the Palestinians do not cry alone. Their women are not widowed alone. Their sons are not orphaned alone. You attack us in Somalia. You supported the Russian atrocities against us in Chechnya, the Indian oppression against us in Kashmir, and Jewish aggressions against us in Lebanon. Under your supervision, consent, and orders, the government of our countries, which act as your agents, attack us on a daily basis. These governments prevent our people from establishing the Islamic Sharia, using violence and lies to do so. These governments give us a taste of humiliation and place us in a large prison of fear and subdual. These governments steal our Ummah's wealth and sell them to you at paltry price. These governments have surrendered to the Jews and handed them most of Palestine, acknowledging the existence of their state over the dismembered limbs of their own people. The removal of these governments is an obligation upon us and a necessary step to free the Ummah, to make the Sharia the supreme law, and to regain Palestine. And our fight against the government is not separate from our fight against you. You steal our wealth and oil at paltry prices because you international influence and military threats. This theft is indeed the biggest theft ever witnessed by mankind in the history of the world. Your forces occupy our countries. You spread your military bases throughout them. You corrupt our lands and you besiege our sanctities to protect the security of the Jew and to ensure the continuity of your pillage of our treasure. You have starved the Muslims of Iraq, where children die every day. It is a wonder that more than 1.5 million Iraqi children have died as a result of your sanctions, and you did not show concern. Yet when 3,000 of your people died, the entire world rises and has not yet sat down. You have supported the Jews and their idea that Jerusalem is their eternal capital and agreed to move your embassy there. With your help and under your protection, the Israelis are planning to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Under the protection of your weapons, Sharon entered the Al-Aqsa Mosque to pollute its as a preparation to capture and destroy it. These tragedies and calamities are all only a few examples of your oppression and aggression against us. It is commanded by our religion and intellect that the oppressed have a right to return the aggression. Do not await anything from us but jihad, resistance, and revenge. It is in any way rational to suspect that after America has attacked us for more than half a century, that we will then leave her to live in security and peace, ? You have then that all of the above does not justify aggression against civilians for crimes they did not commit and offenses in which they do not partake. This argument contradicts your continuous repetition that America is the land of freedom and its leaders in this world. Therefore, the American people are the ones who chose their government by way of their own free will, a choice which stems from their agreement to its policies. Thus, the American people have chosen, consented to, and affirmed their support for the Israeli oppression of the Palestinians, the occupation and usurpation of their land, and its continuous killing, torture, punishment, and expulsion of the Palestinians. The American people had the ability and choice to refuse the policies of their government and even to change if they wanted. The American people are the ones who pay the taxes, which fund the planes that bomb us in Afghanistan, the tanks that strike and destroy our homes in Palestine, the armies which occupy our lands in the Arabian Gulf, and the fleets which ensure the blockade of Iraq. These tax dollars are given to Israel for it to continue to attack us and penetrate our land. So the American people are the ones who fund the attacks against us, and they are the ones who oversee the expenditure of these monies in the way they wish through their elected candidacy. Also, the American army is part of the American people. It is this very same people who are shamelessly helping the Jews fight against us. The American people and the ones who employ both their men and their women in the American forces which attack us. This is why the American people cannot be innocent of all the crimes committed by the Americans and Jews against us. So this is exactly the same argument that Israel is using to kill civilians in Gaza. That there are no innocent people, that you supported that government and so you're all fucking guilty. It's exactly what Osama bin Laden said was his excuse for killing innocent people on 9/11. So the whole rest of it is basically him saying, hey, you guys need to convert to Islam, which is never going to fucking happen. In fact, Islam is the reason why you have no hope in fighting back against America or Israel, because the religion keeps you guys so fucking primitive. You're never going to be able to step out of the caveman-like teachings that have you under their thumb. So thinking we're going to convert to that is just insanity. Of course, the rest of it's really stupid. He goes on to say, hey, there's too much sex in this country. Fuck off. There's too many drugs. Hell yeah. And then the crazy part is he basically rails against capitalism for the whole rest of the thing. So it's like half right-wing religious fundamentalist craziness and then half like Marxism, which is a crazy mix. But anyway, I'm not going to read the rest of it because it's long, but they didn't attack us because they hate our freedoms, y'all. They 100% outright told us why they did it. And this is the same exact reason they're going to do it again. So when the blood is spilled, when people are killed, we have nobody to thank but fucking Joe Biden, who doesn't care. And Joe Biden may have crossed a fatal red line, according to Newsweek. President Joe Biden may have crossed a federal red line that has alienated some of his most critical voters from his re-election efforts. Biden's response to the Israel-Hamas war has put the president in a difficult position in several key Democratic blocs, including progressive young Americans and voters of color, who are increasingly seeing Biden as too pro-Israel, but he doesn't care. He would rather destroy America with a Donald Trump presidency than stand up to Israel, because just like Michael Rappaport, their loyalty does not lie with this country. It's fucking depressing and sad. And all right, I guess that's it. I guess that is my Palestinian coverage. One more section to the chat watch, and then we're going to read the super chats. So get your super chats in. All drugs should be legal. Hell yeah. You want to make me stand up and fight you or something, Laden? I know you're dead, but that's one thing that'll fucking get me to do it. Ban porn or more banning of drugs. Fuck no to that. Maybe if you smoke some weed and chill the fuck out, you still be alive, dipshit. Wasn't bin Laden dead when the capital was moved to Jerusalem? Probably. I guess they were talking about it. Crazy part is, as much as Osama bin Laden railed against America, he was totally into Western media. Like, he had hard drives and hard drives full of American television and video games and shit. So he was just a poser. He understands that America is way more entertaining than whatever primitive screwhead bullshit you guys got going on over there. What are your thoughts on communism? I'm more of a democratic socialist or a social democrat. I know that's a step between capitalism and communism, but I think that is a good medium between the two, in my opinion. I think I'm going to watch Don't Look Up tonight to fantasize about Asteroid 2024. That's a good movie. I enjoyed that. Dusty's freaking awesome. Best talk show on the web. Hey, appreciate you. Great, Scott. I love you back. Prawn. Love me some porn. Fuck yeah. Never take it away from me. Talk about a G fucking hard. When values don't align, you cannot bring masses together peacefully. History lesson there, or read a book. Yeah, religion definitely good at dividing us. Well, that's for goddamn sure. He did have a lot of porn too. You're right. Hypocrite in every goddamn possible way. But what the fuck do you expect? Not gonna expect consistency from terrorists. And all right, move right along, folks. Let's do some Chud Watch.
Chud Watch, talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chuds and make fun of them.
And first off, on tonight's Chud Watch, Ethics Committee finds fighting spell doom for George Santos. Apparently, they came out with a new report on all the criminal shit George Santos did. And they got him dead to rights. Apparently now he has decided not to run for re-election. Dude going to jail, y'all. He going to jail, and he's just, I guess, preparing himself for it. Santos turned his campaign into an organized fraud operation to enrich himself. Santos stole money from his campaign and pocketed donor money, reported fictitious loans to his campaign accounts to make it appear to prospective donors that he was a more viable candidate, then used his connections to influential donors to create a new fraudulent business opportunities for himself, continue the facade of a serious candidate to deceive donors by creating a fictitious background. Apparently he only had, like one big donor that gave him most of the money that he ran on. Some kind of a rich woman whose son was a lawyer or some shit. And she's the one that donated huge to him, kind of secretly, and then he got that money, and then he gave his campaign a loan from that money, which is a straw donation, which is illegal as shit. So yeah, they're gonna wrap him up, put his ass in prison. But it's exactly the kind of person you would expect conservatives to elect. Always the worst among us, bottom of the barrel. And speaking of which, here is Roy Chip, or Chip Roy, conservative representative of Texas, and they're freaking out, y'all, because they have nothing to go home to their constituents and sell because they can't govern. They are fucking children. Here he is, letting you know all about it.
One thing. I want my Republican colleagues to give me one thing, one, that I can go campaign on and say we did. One. Anybody sitting in the complex, if you want to come down to the floor and come explain to me one material, meaningful, significant thing the Republican majority has done besides, well, I guess it's not as bad as the Democrats.
Nope, you did nothing. You cannot govern, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have that R next to your name, they'll still vote for you because these zombies don't actually give a shit about this country. They don't care about anything. They don't even know what the fuck's going on. And meanwhile, Nikki Haley, the freedom candidate, wants to make it to where you can't be anonymous on the internet anymore. Yeah, this is going to go over great with the youth.
When I get into office, the first thing we have to do, social media accounts, social media companies, they have to show America their algorithms. Let us see why they're pushing what they're pushing. The second thing...
that seems like that's against their corporate rights, isn't it? You're basically forcing them to give away their corporate secrets. Is the government even allowed to do that?
See why they're pushing what they're pushing. The second thing is every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat. When you do that, all of a sudden people have to stand by what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots. And then you're going to get some civility when people know their name is next to what they say. Accountability. And they know their pastor and their family member is going to see it. It's going to help our kids, and it's going to help our country.
Yeah, people might be slightly more civil, but conservatives have no problem being a shithead under their real name. Look at any Trump rally. Look at their fucking cars decked out in fuck Joe Biden stickers, okay? But yes, we have the right to be anonymous, folks. There are some people that need to be anonymous to put information out to make sure they don't have reprisals and shit. And it does seem like that also falls under like freedom of speech. New, Nikki Haley asserts that allowing people to post on social media anonymously is a national security threat. I'm no lawyer, but isn't this blatantly unconstitutional? Free speech includes anonymous speech. You would think. But here's a small government for you. Going to be in everything. Going to force private companies choose for them what they're allowed to put on their own platform. Meanwhile, Gina Ellis, it seems like she's flipped hard, y'all. This is former Trump lawyer Gina Ellis, who promised she would never flip on Trump. She would never turn against him. And now she turned against him, y'all. Gina Ellis says, Don Jr.'s pick for press secretary is claiming I am a disloyal harlot and going to hell. That's Laura Loomer, y'all. The odds-on favorite to be our new press secretary is Purge Mask Laura Loomer in this trash universe we live in. She goes on to say, no mention, though, of Junior's divorce, his girlfriend's divorce from Gavin Newsom, or the best Christian ever screwing a porn star while his third wife was pregnant. Apparently, true Christianity is not based on belief in Christ as Lord, but rather belief in Donald Trump as Savior, King, and next president. Repent and trust the 2017 chess, guys. Personnel picks will be better this time. But that's exactly what you were doing the whole time you were his lawyer, while you were trying to help him overthrow the government and sell himself as a dictator. You were literally worshiping the king. You're only turning now because they turned against fucking you. But at least she's flipping, y'all. Gonna be an interesting trial. Can't wait to see what she testifies. And then, meanwhile, in conservative land, a 42-year-old school district administrative assistant has been arrested for sexually assaulting a child. She would hide behind a bush at the neighbor's house while the 11-year-old boy snuck out to meet up with her for sex. Meet Allison Crackneck, and there's always a post, folks. Here she is, and here's her Facebook profile picture. Raised right with the conservative elephant. Yeah, she was raised right, wasn't she? Hiding out by the bushes so she can fuck an 11-year-old. Can't get more right than that, I guess. And you might notice, not a drag queen. And one more short Chud watch tonight. Oh, shit. So, loser Riley Gaines apparently is the new darling of the right. It's amazing how being a loser can launch you into a career if you're a conservative. So you might know her from the fact that she came in fifth. She tied for fifth place in a swimming competition with a trans person. That's literally it. That is her claim to fame. She tied fifth with a trans person. And now she is all over Fox News. Now she literally has a career as a pundit for being a swimming goddamn loser. And of course, doing what they all do, spreading fear and panic. This is all they got, folks. Look how silly this shit is.
It doesn't make sense. You have to ask yourself, why do they keep pushing this? Who are they trying to appeal to? Because despite what the media portrays or how politicians are voting, this doesn't represent the overwhelming majority of how this country, really how the world, feels on this issue. I think majority of people, parents especially, they can acknowledge that gay nutcracker and black disabled Santa has gone way too far. The pendulum has.
So first off, literally nobody would know about this if they weren't telling us about it. They go on the internet and they find just nothing. Somebody made a black Santa in a wheelchair, or somebody selling it, I guess, ornaments. I guess for black people who are disabled or whoever. Literally nobody would know about this if you didn't tell about this, but you guys push this in people's face, and then you're the one that shoves it down people's throats, and then you're like, why are they shoving it down our throats? Who is this for? I'm guessing black disabled people? Who gives a shit? But they have nothing else to talk about, folks. This is how they get votes. Fear all the goddamn time with their woke panic. And all right, that is my quick and easy Chud watch. Hell yeah. And now it's time to do a commercial. I apologize in advance. Folks, you're watching this video right now. This is a Dusty Smith video, and right here I am on your screen looking handsome as shit. And if you click on the more button right here, which is under the description, boom, the very first link goes to my Patreon. Click on that. Boom. And become a member. You can become a member right there. Would you please become a member? For as little as $1 a month. Hopefully you'll donate more, but it's whatever you want to donate. I'm not greedy. But I put out lots of free content and also have exclusive content for my patrons only. After this show, I do another show called The After Party, and you have exclusive content to the access to that content and all the after parties. It's like 100 hours of extra content. So if you could help me out, I would very much appreciate it. Support the cat, support the show, patron. Thank you very much in advance. And I apologize for doing a commercial. I hate having to fucking ask for money, y'all. That kills me inside. But what are you going to do? That's fucking life. Suck it up, Dusty. And all right, let's read the super chats. Hell yeah. What up? How you doing, Great Mike? Good to see you tonight. Brian Paul, $20, very generous. Greetings, Dustmaster, from the right-wing hellscape that is North Dakota. Just doing a painting while listening to your show. Able to give tonight also so what you can with my modest gift. You and the cats rock. Hell, you rock, Brian Paul. Good luck on your painting. Mitchell Guide, 5 cultist memberships. Hell yeah, Mitchell Guide. Love your socialism. Appreciate you, buddy. Pass it out, gang, $20. Palestine. Hell yeah, free Palestine. Pass it out, gang. You ain't never lied. Justin Joseph, $4.99. The Hamas hospital tunnels are in the same place as Saddam Hussein's WMDs. Yeah, they actually showed elevator shafts. And they said, look, tunnels. But they actually go down the tunnels and show like it was elevator shafts, but it was just fucking elevator shafts. They're just lying their ass off. It's just like sad to see. Who is this fooling? I guess Michael Rappaport, the dumbest among us. Zion Tedder, $10. A couple months ago, I watched an old 1989 Geraldo Rivera episode documenting the Satanic Panic and how people thought that devil worshippers were killing people. Religion has killed far more people. True story. Remember that shit? Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my God. Heavy metal music. That's what you should really be afraid of, folks. Vote for us as we give billionaires tax cuts and erode the social safety net. It's the same exact shit. But now trans people are the new Satan, which is much cooler, but still not great. Connie Kitty, 1999. Love you, Dusty. Love you, Connie Kitty. I miss the atheist content, but this is great too. Hugs and kisses. I still do religious bullshit every single show, so you're not missing much. And holy shit, BBC. $200. That is amazingly generous. I'm going to take you so seriously. Pull this shit close and get in my ASMR voice. Who are you going to believe, us or your lying eyes? Canceling 5,000 children's subscription to Life and trying their damnedest. Now, this doesn't feel right to do this ASMR. Thanks, Big Black Corvette. Now I feel dirty. And trying their damnedest to convince the world that they are the good guys. And let us not forget that we are paying for it. Yeah, I know, man. That's the worst part. I got a little upset last show. People are like, leave Elizabeth Warren alone. Fuck Elizabeth Warren. Fuck all these Democratic goddamn politicians. Every single one of them need to be called out every time they leave the house. No fucking peace for any of these motherfuckers. And shame on Joe Biden. But you know who doesn't get my shame? You, BBC. You're fucking awesome. And I'm going to hang out with you next month. Margarita's on me. You've earned it. Appreciate you. And Parker, what up, Parker? How you doing tonight? Still out here delivering mail. Please treat all USPS workers kindly. I'm one of them. I do treat you kindly. I treat all workers kindly, though, because you are the unsung heroes. And I appreciate you. Thank you for your service. R. Bananas, hey, I got your donation through PayPal. Thank you. Very generous, R. And thank you. Get to 10 Cult of Dusty memberships for some of you lucky motherfuckers out there. But to see all of you at the after party tonight, hell yeah. Appreciate you, R. Mitchell Guide found us. There was a time Disney didn't consider anti-Semitism a deal breaker. Whoa. Yeah, I remember the old Disney cartoons. They were racist and anti-Semitic as fuck. But it's more about brand safety. It's all about money either way. They don't actually give a shit about this. They just don't want to lose dollar bills, y'all. And Mudbutt, $100, also very generous. Hell yeah. Take care of your kitties. I will. Look at this pretty motherfucker right here. And I got all the cats in there tonight. I got all 11 cats in there tonight. So we're going to have a big ass, hopefully, a big ass kitty party tonight. R sent me some treats. Somebody else sent me some treats. I'm going to show them on the next show. I got them. Going to show them. Haven't forgot about them. But stay tuned for that after the show, y'all. It's going to be a good one. And John Bliss. Oh, thank you, Bud. You rock. John Bliss, $10. Hi, Dusty. Just drove down to Florida to see my Trumper folks. I'm sorry. Already got into it with them. Going to be an interesting Thanksgiving, isn't it? You know how it goes. Told me they are praying for me that I don't go to hell. But hey, I'm in Florida, LOL. Yeah, you're already there, way ahead of them. Hey, that's the best place for them to live, right? You can just leave them behind when you're done. Pithanjika, $20. Pronounce Pid Heineck. All right, I wasn't even close. Pid Heineck, here's some dough. Been a member since your start. I owe you. Hey, I owe you. Pid Heineck, thank you for telling me how to pronounce that. Love you. Charlie Kelly, $20. A letter to America. Yeah, I read it. Where he first sent it. I was out on the streets protesting this war, screaming from the rooftops back in 2003. These assholes must have been homeschooled. Love you, Dusty. They obviously thought they hated us for our freedom. Bought all that propaganda hook, line, and sinker. I was like, man, why the fuck did they attack us? I wish he wrote a letter. Oh, he did? He told us exactly? Well, let me read this shit. And I read it and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Weird that it's going super viral now. And I think a lot of people that read it didn't read the second half of it. I didn't read you guys that part of it. The second half of it is all the religious part and how America's bad because of porn and drugs and sex work and shit. Definitely not cool. Not something you want to praise in any way. Urban Moss, very generous. Holy shit, $50 for Dusty for not screaming or depressing himself. I know the content is hard. Deep breaths, bro. Deep breaths. I'm trying to get better. It sounds like my voice is deeper. I don't know, because this COVID. My voice sounds a little bit deeper to me for some reason. It's weird. But no, I'm trying not to get depressed. I'm trying to stay positive, but I still got to cover it, you know. I can't stand the fact my tax dollars are going to pay for this shit. So I have a platform. I'm trying to use it for a little good. And thank you, Urban Mass, for supporting this. You also are doing a little good, and it means a lot. MJ, $8. What up, MJ? Good to see you tonight. And Finwap, hey, Destiny, keep calling out this shit. I'm here for it. Hey, I'm here for you. Thank you, Finwap. Appreciate you. $50 from MP, Australian. What up, mates? Appreciate you, you future motherfucker. Swagger and Cat, $20. Couldn't think of anything clever. The Pharaohs send their regards. Scritches from me, Swagger and Cat. That's clever enough. Appreciate you. And Dave Cow, $5 New Zealand. Become a patron. DSPs. Joe Perry guarantees it'll make you cool. Didn't nail it tonight. I tried. But Joe Perry is also cool, and you are cool, Dave. I appreciate all of you, and thank you, everybody who's very generous tonight. I love you guys. And still plenty of time to get your super chats in. Support the greatest show in the history of mankind. I would appreciate it. Going to read all the rest of it at the end of the show. But for now, it's time for religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody sing. It's time for religious bullshit. Shakalaka religious bullshit. And folks, I did a show on Tuesday, 3 days ago. I didn't go look for the stuff. This is the stuff that came across in my timeline in 3 days. Michigan youth pastor arrested on sex child charges. A man serving as a youth leader at Macomb County Church has been charged with criminal sexual conduct due to the alleged sexual contact with a minor who attends his church. Clinton Township man Louis Mendoza, 29, was arraigned Wednesday on multiple counts of criminal sex. Given a $250,000 bond. And there's like a whole bunch of these. Illinois youth pastor gets 12 years on child sex charges. Quincy man was a youth leader. All these youth leaders, holy shit. If somebody says that they're a youth leader, immediately run from that motherfucker. And if you let your kid anywhere near them, you should be charged as an accessory if something happens. 100%. At this point, it's a crime at this point. Ohio Catholic priest gets a life on child sex charges. A former Northwest Ohio priest was sentenced Friday, just over 3 years after he was initially arrested on charges of sex trafficking minors and adults, charged on which he was ultimately found guilty. There's some God's chosen people, y'all. Christian teacher arrested on child sex charges. A teacher at Christian school in Sanford has been charged with sex offenses involving a student. Further investigation, the allegations led police investigation to bring charges against 57-year-old Daniel Jeremy. He is charged with indecent liberties with a student and sexual battery. Yep. 3 days, folks. 3 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's more than one a day. And as always, not a drag queen. I appreciate you guys having back out there with the emojicons. And folks, starting to think Christians might be liars. I know the Bible says don't lie and shit, but don't think they care about that. Money is way more important. Case in point.
To see God do things that I've never seen happen, but a man would walk into a room and I've seen bones sticking out of an arm and a surgeon standing there saying, we're going to take you down in about an hour. And my grandfather don't know this man from Adam. He says, hey, do you mind if I pray with you? And he pulls that keychain out and unleashes that oil and begins to rub it on that man's arm, and that bone goes back in that arm.
So you took a picture, right? Took a before and after picture. You had the doctor there to verify this happened. Any evidence whatsoever? Then also, if this is true, then why is your dad not at the St. Jude Children's Hospital every single day? Why is he not curing motherfuckers all over the place? Wouldn't he be morally obligated to do so? And the fact that he is not doing so, doesn't that make him one of the most evil sacks of shit that ever lived?
I've seen it time and time again.
Shameless.
Where somebody just desires to see the God who created you and I, the God who created heaven and earth, the God who comes walking on the sea, the God who can multiply 5 loaves and 2 fishes. It doesn't matter if it's just a matter of a lunch problem or if it's something today where you walked in here and you've only got 30 days to live. I've got a God this morning that can move into your situation and change it for His glory.
Literally ghouls, man, preying on the weakest among us, people desperate for anything. And instead of taking their money and getting medical help, instead of taking shit seriously, they're going to pray until they fucking die. Blood on your goddamn hands. And last but not least, folks, speaking of blood on your hands, here's Pastor Greg Locke calling for the genocide of the Palestinian people. Yeah, showing the love of Christ here. Man, shit like this is so fucking depressing.
Israel should make the Gaza Strip a parking lot by this time next week.
Yeah, murder all the children, all the innocent people. Yeah, Jesus, we're showing you the love of Christ.
Destroy the whole thing. And anybody that's going to support this Hamas nonsense. Listen, Joe Biden ought to be tried for treason.
Yeah, I agree.
That?
But for the exact opposite reason that you're going to say.
Now, I get it. Obama's the real president behind him anyhow, and so he's the one that ought to be tried for treason. So I hope Netanyahu's a leader and he just mows the whole thing down by this time next week. If you think all this open border stuff is not an opportunity for a bunch of Hamas sleeper cells to come into this nation right now and start killing innocent men, women, and children, you have lost your mind. I'm sick of all these Christians saying we ought to have peace with Islam. Islam is a satanic death cult, and they would cut your head off before I said amen in this sermon if they had it.
You're literally talking about murdering innocent people in Gaza, killing them all. There are millions there. And you're calling somebody else bloodthirsty.
Chance to. The Muslim religion hates Jewish people to the core of who they are.
You are literally calling for the deaths of children, man.
What they ought to do is evacuate up there on the hill and get a great big missile and blow that wicked Dome of the Rock plumb off of the spot where it's standing right now so we can get that third temple rebuilt and usher in the coming of Jesus.
They're literally trying to cause World War III. They're going to fucking kill us all in this goddamn death cult.
That video of that woman that survived the Holocaust in a wheelchair, they snatched her up. Kidnapped a Holocaust survivor by somebody with American dollars in their pocket from a corrupt government that should have been smoked out months ago when they stole the election to begin with. Yes, I said it.
Just goddamn making millions of dollars calling for the death of children, folks. And that's where we're at as a country. We are not a good people. And that's my religious bullshit. It is fucking insane, it is, but it's not surprising. The dude is doing this tax exempt, y'all. Making millions of dollars tax exempt, calling for the death of children and innocent people. We are just a grotesque, monstrous people. That is child abuse. Yes. Everything about this is fucking mental abuse. Put their brown dusty. Oh, that's true. They are brown, much like Jesus. So I guess I can understand why you'd want to kill them. much like Jesus. And all right, moving along, folks. Let's get even more depressed, shall we? Trash world. Trash world. Fuck my life. This is horrible. Trash world. Trash world. We are not a good people at all in this trash world. Done. First off, Dana Carvey's son, Dad. Yeah, Dex Carvey. Never heard of him. I guess he was a comedian. Kind of looked like Dana Carvey. But he died of a drug overdose. Last night we suffered a terrible tragedy. Our beloved son Dex died of an accidental drug overdose. The Instagram post signed by Dana Carvey and his wife Paula said. So I guess it's time for me to give my drug lecture again. Folks, do not do bad drugs. Now, you know me. I'm a fan of drugs. I like drugs. Drugs, fun. But there are drugs, certain drugs you should never fucking do. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. All right, so let's go to the list of drugs you don't ever do. First on the list, heroin. If you do heroin, you're going to fucking die, okay? I'm just telling you, if the heroin doesn't kill you, it's going to have fentanyl in it that you're not prepared for, and it's going to fucking kill you. 2, don't do meth. Meth will rot your teeth out, make your heart explode. My daddy died smoking crack and meth, okay? Do not do that. Number 3, crack. Don't smoke crack. Apparently it makes your heart explode in your chest. Seems bad. Might not want to do it. 4, pills. Any kind of pills whatsoever. Do not fucking take goddamn pills. Pain pills, Laden, any of that shit. Do not fucking take pain pills. Crocodile. Don't fucking do crocodile. It makes your goddamn skin rot off. Which are the other bad ones? Let me think. I think that's most of the bad ones, okay? Once again, don't do any drugs. Now, me, I'm an adult. Sometimes I partake in drugs. Which ones do I do that you shouldn't do? Molly is an okay one. To me, Molly is okay. Mushrooms, acid, marijuana, ketamine, and nitrous. Those are the only ones I would do. But that's just me. Maybe occasionally, just like once a year, cocaine or something. But that's it, folks. Don't do any of the rest of them. And I'm glad we had this talk. You will die. And, well, ketamine is a horse tranquilizer, but ketamine is fairly safe as long as you don't, I mean, I never heard of anybody dying on ketamine, so, but I wouldn't do it if I were you. Luckily, I'm not you, I'm me, and I would do it. Weed is perfect. Yeah, I mean, weed is not great for you. Weed does make it more likely that you have a heart attack or some shit, but, like, that's just everything, right? So, Cat does want the cat drugs. I'll have to get them all fucked up on cat drugs after the show. I got plenty for them. I wish human drugs were as easy to get as cat drugs. Fucking cats, they get everything. Molly can have anything in it, I guess, if you're getting it from somebody that you don't want. Nitrous is also very bad if you abuse nitrous. I mean, yeah, anything is bad. If you could die off water if you drink too much water. I mean, yeah, but ain't nobody ever fucking died of nitrous except for dumbasses who like fill a balloon up and put the balloon on their head and suffocate or some shit. As long as you're not a fucking idiot, you're not gonna die of nitrous. Too much of anything is not a good thing. True story. All right, moving right along. Rest in peace, Dex Carvey. This is how the fucking system works, folks. AT&T lobbied hard for Trump's tax cuts and got a $22 billion tax cut to create tens of thousands of jobs, quote unquote. Then it cut 42,000 jobs, gave investors $44 billion in dividends, and gave its ex-CEO a $64 million pension. All the while, it provided 90% of OAN's revenue, folks. And this is what they want to do again. This is what they want to put Trump in office to do again. They literally put $8 trillion, more than any president in history, on our grandkids' credit card and just gave it to corporations, billionaires, the largest transfer of wealth in the history of our country. And they want to fucking do it again, which does nothing but make our money worth less. People get mad at me because I say you should get your money out of the fiat system. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but they are never going to default on the debt. All they're going to do is print more money, which makes every one of our dollars worth less. They're literally robbing from your grandchildren, folks. And they're going to fucking do it again and keep doing it until the whole goddamn system collapses. But that's what late stage capitalism looks like. Meanwhile, holy shit. Tiffany Haddish, is that her name? It's like she lost a bet, and the bet was, if you lose this bet, you have to go out there and you have to act like the most unlikable person who has ever fucking lived. So this is on ET. This woman wasn't being mean to her. I guess she changed outfits. And so the woman asked her, how did you do a costume change? Which doesn't mean you're wearing a costume. That's just a turn of phrase, meaning did you change clothes? And so Tiffany Haddish gets incredibly infuriated by this insult and flips off and just shows her fucking ass, acts like trash. Watch this shit.
Did you do a little costume change?
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not, no one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom. Thank you.
Time of death for me right now. You look gorgeous.
This is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. It's what it look like.
When is your book coming out called This What It Looked Like? And I will just read.
She owns her at the end. When is your book called This Is What It Looked Like coming out? I can just read your book. I don't have to listen to you blab on over and over again. Holy shit. And I agree with the person that commented, if this is what money looks like, I don't want it. Money changes you. Makes you a horrible fucking person. And that is an ugly dress anyway. And then, did you guys hear about this story? Where this trans boy got the lead role in a play, and so they banned him from the play because he's trans, because you have to play the same sex. This is where we're at in this country. Where this meaningless bullshit, like high school plays, like drag is as part of the theater as anything has ever been. Drag comes directly from the Shakespearean days, y'all. But the broke brains, the woke panic in this goddamn country. Now, eventually they did allow him to go along and play the part after there was outrage. But the fact that this is even a thing to goddamn begin with is so sad. This country has fallen so far. And we weren't good before, but we're way worse now somehow. Devolving. Meanwhile, did you hear about Sean Diddy? He's getting the Russell Brand, Marilyn Manson treatment. He's been sued by his former girlfriend, this girl, Cassie Ventura, for millions of dollars. Apparently, she claims that he sexually abused her and also sex trafficked her. I don't know. It sounds like they were like in a relationship or something and they broke up. I don't know if any of this is true or not. I did hear, apparently, which was true, she started dating Kid Cudi after she left Sean Combs. And Sean Combs threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi's car mysteriously blew up. Also, I heard he killed Tupac. Is that true? I don't know. But seems bad. Seems bad. I think you're going to be losing a lot of money here, Diddy. P. Diddy, if that is your name. She is pretty hot. I'll give her that. And perhaps the worst story that's not Palestinian related that I'm going to cover today. I don't know if you guys have seen this one or not, but holy God, this is a depressing one, y'all. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
There's been a law on the books that allows police to take away someone's guns if they think there's an immediate threat to someone.
Tonight in a Target 7 investigation, we learned one of the state's largest counties has never used that law. And some say if they had, an 82-year-old woman would be alive today. Here's John Carter.
New Mexico enacted the red flag gun law nearly 3 years ago. Since then, it's been used 51 times throughout the state. This is June Ann. Just hours before her death, she told police her caretaker had guns, and she was worried he was going to kill her. But a petition was never filed.
She's a hospice patient, and she's getting uncontrollable, trying to cry on the bed, and I can't control her anymore. She needs, for her own safety, to get the hell out of here.
This is Henry Cardona calling 911 in April, talking about Junann Fannell, an 82-year-old woman he had been taking care of for several years.
Does she have any medical conditions, anything we need to know about?
She's got a whole bunch of medical conditions. Get her the hell out of here.
Junann then gets on the phone.
Do you feel like you're in danger, ma'am? Yeah. Do you know if there's any weapons there in the home? Yeah.
So Rio Rancho police officers and firefighters went to the home, and they find Junan in a hospital bed. They ask about guns.
You're a firearms guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
They're loaded. They're ready to go.
We don't need to see them. I see there's one probably right there in that case, and I see one over
be.
there. I like folks that have guns.
Okay.
Because I have guns
Appreciate
too.
that.
Yeah.
While laying on what would end up being her deathbed, Junan begs for the police to stay.
We're going to get out of here.
I appreciate you.
That's,
One of you stay.
we can't, man. Yeah, we
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
Then this was said.
What did you say?
I said, you're fine until I kill you.
He's threatened to do that.
They then leave.
Get out of here. Go
Guess
away.
what happens?
4 hours later, police get this 911 call from a neighbor.
The neighbor man was screaming for help. Told us to call the police. He says he's killed her.
When police get there, they find Henry Cardona covered in blood. According to court records, he had just shot and killed Junan. He blamed the police for not doing anything earlier.
You're not listening. You didn't help me at all.
Do you
Earlier.
understand the rights
It's all
I'm
your
reading you?
fault. You guys caused this.
Should the police have done anything when that first call was made?
Yes, what the fuck? But this is the red flag laws. The police will not even enforce them. There's no reason to even have these fucking laws in the books. Even if we pass red flag laws, the police still won't fucking enforce them. They go and they brag, they compliment the murderer on his fucking guns before he kills the old lady. This is where we're at as a goddamn society. Fucking come on, Asteroid.
In this particular case, it sounds like there was plenty of information that the law enforcement had that would have triggered the implementation of a red flag law.
The Extreme Risk Firearm Protection Order, also known as the Red Flag Gun Law, was one of the most controversial pieces of legislation to be debated in the state capitol. It was eventually passed and enacted in July 2020 after 2 years of debate. The majority of sheriffs in the state opposed it and said they would not enforce it.
We're gathering on the platform of We the People.
The law says law enforcement and prosecutors can petition the court to have...
Anyway, they didn't do it, folks. This is why cops shouldn't be called out to these type of cases, right? We should have social workers. The cops should be the last line of defense. We should have like a welfare department, a wellness department, rather, where social workers are homed all over the place and they service the communities that they're homed inside of. And then they get calls like this, they would go out and they would be the one to respond. They would be the one to decide if something further needs to be done, if the guy needs to have his guns taken away for red flag laws, if the lady needs to be removed from the fucking situation, not cops that are going to show up and compliment the murderer on his fucking guns. The entire goddamn system has to be stripped down to the studs and rebuilt from scratch. Very depressing, and that's my trash world. You are so naive, I know, right? I am very naive. I want the world to be a better place. Definitely naive. Everything's going so smoothly, isn't it? Finkelwide, right? Everything's going great. We shouldn't try to fix the problem at all. We shouldn't try to brainstorm what kind of changes might better the system. We should just lay down and let the God man roll all over us and do whatever the fuck they want to do. We shouldn't even hope to have a better tomorrow. Why be so naive to think things are going to change, to think that we're going to improve this country for our fellow citizens? Let's just give up. The word isn't perfect. That doesn't mean history. You deleted it. Let's see what you said. The word isn't perfect. That doesn't mean history teachers should be sent to the scene. I didn't say history teachers. I said social workers. They've already had pilot programs like this in like Denver, where they have a system of social workers that go out as first responders and answer calls like this. And where people are like in alleyways crying or something, you call social workers instead of police. You don't send meatheads, assholes with guns out there. And they've had incredible success with these pilot programs. We know this works. So I know you are not smart enough to think of a way we could improve upon things, but some of us are actually trying to come up with solutions to help people, to better our society. And you can sit on your hands and call us naive if you want to, but that says more about you than it does us, doesn't it? I'm definitely hopeful for better tomorrow, and I'm willing to throw ideas out there to try to make it happen instead of just be resounded that things are never going to fucking get better. And next up, at least something that's slightly more uplifting and entertaining, it's Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody. And first off on Beyond Parody, folks, Super Gay, funded by billionaires, Benny Johnson, lying his fucking ass off. Yo, they are just so shameless. Shameless is their superpower. Here he is claiming that he's never seen a Republican be violent, y'all. With the straight fucking face.
I've done my life doing conservative speaking circuits and talking to conservatives and going around the country and hanging out with conservatives. We're not violent people.
You're incredibly violent people. I spend my life covering conservatives for a fucking living, and every goddamn show is full to the goddamn brim with conservative violence. Murders, bomb threats, stabbings, every kind of violent appetite you can possibly goddamn imagine you guys are doing. So yeah, I know you don't cover it, but just because you don't cover it doesn't mean it's not fucking happening, Benny Johnson.
But I have also covered a lot of protests, and the left-wingers are violent, as we covered yesterday. They have really no reason to live. They have no God, no family, no children. Even their pets hate them, right? Because they own
wrong on that one.
Cats.
I do.
And they're allergic to these long-haired cats, and they have these miserable little lives, and that's why their eyes are so puffy, and that's why they're always screaming.
I do scream a lot.
Like, they're the violent ones because they're just miserable people.
I'm pretty happy, to be honest with you.
So it's always confused me as to how the decades of me doing this career, right? Being a journalist, going on the ground, like filming things, interviewing, talking to people. I've gone to 1 million Trump rallies. How suddenly that could be flipped on its head. Like, how could that possibly happen? I've never seen a Republican be violent. Ever. And now we know, ladies and gentlemen. Now we know.
Hilarious. Just good goddamn. They would lie when the truth would work fucking better. But, yep, out of sight, out of mind. I don't cover it, so it doesn't exist. And then, folks, you see this one. So, Blinken, who was like the Secretary of State, he's the one in charge of making sure all the other countries like us and that we have good relationships and we can work together. He's trying so hard to mend our relationship with China. They're like one of our largest trading partners. We want to have a good relationship with them. So he's been kissing their ass, sucking their dick. So their president, Xi Jinping, or what the fuck his name is, just came over here and met with Biden. And they supposedly had a pretty productive meeting and whatever. And so Biden, of course, immediately goes out on stage and starts calling Xi a dictator. And they do a close-up on Blinken's face. And he's like, oh, my God, all the work I've done, all the ass kissing I've done to try to smooth this relationship out. Motherfucker, shut up. Here's his face as he calls him a dictator. That is a bad poker face, dude. Like, he's like, oh, my God, no, shut up, Biden. Good God. It's pretty funny, though. You definitely don't play poker, dude. You would not be good at it. And then, speaking of Beyond Parody, I was almost put this under the heroes list. This is actually kind of funny. And I don't know if this is actually real or not. This is seems like one of the things they might have just made up to go viral. But either way, it's pretty funny. So here's the purported story behind this one. So this is a escape room business. You know, one of those places you go and you pay them and you go to an escape room. Well, this guy went to the front door of the escape room and he locked the door shut where the combination is on the inside of the door, and then he puts a sheet of paper that has clues on how the employees of the escape room can open the lock and escape their work. And then here's your clues. That can't be fake. That dude got some junk though. Nice ass, escape room employee. Way to work it out. And that. Speaking of Beyond Parody, can't have a Beyond Parody with the Good Liars. My favorite humans. Go subscribe to the Good Liars. Talking to another one of these broke brains. Whenever you use basic logic on them, they're like deer caught in the headlights. The hamster dies on the wheel. Windows 95, blue screen of death. Operating system crashing right in front of us. Let's have a look.
This says Trump 2020, make liberals cry again. But Trump's the one who's not in office. So the liberals were happy about the 2020 election. So if there is a group that's crying about it, it would be conservatives.
When he was first elected, and we were trying to, in 2020, we were trying to make that happen again, make them cry again.
But then he lost.
He lost, right, and now they're doing everything they can possible to stop him from even running in 24.
But if you had to say who's been crying about the 2020 election, who would it be? This is Trump.
It does not compute. It can't be me. We can't be the crying, whiny piss babies, can we? Yes, you can. You guys are the snowflakes you've been waiting for. You didn't know anybody. Hilarious. And you can see he almost is getting it. It's almost clicking in his brain. The light bulb's coming on, but he's like, nope, I can't say that. I can't admit to myself the truth. Just sit in silence, buffering. Pretty funny. And then, big shout out to this guy who is living the gimmick. A lot of times, I think these guys are just posers. Like these type of guys who put... What the fuck is happening back there? These kind of guys that put tattoos on themselves. This guy has a tattoo on his neck that says, all gas, no brakes. Car burglar suspect with all gas, no brakes tattoo crashes during a chase, deputy says. And man, I'm there for it. This guy hard fucking core, living up to what he claims. Good on you, sir. Good on you. And then, did you guys hear apparently Snoop Dogg says that he is not smoking weed anymore. After much consideration and conversation with my family, I decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time. What the fuck? And I've also thought about it, folks, and after much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to smoke all the weed that Snoop Dogg has decided to stop smoking. So now I know it's going to be a challenge to smoke all the weed that I normally smoke, and then also on top of that, all the weed that Snoop Dogg smokes. But I think I'm up for it, folks. I'm up for it. I'm doing it for you. Obviously, I'm doing it for all of you, but for you, I am willing to make this sacrifice. And not kidding. After I read that article, I read this that said weed stocks took a hit after Snoop Dogg quit smoking. How much weed was this motherfucker smoking? After Snoop Dogg announced on Thursday that he was giving up smoking, the share price of a number of cannabis companies suffered a blow. Cannabis companies, don't worry. I'm going to make up the slack, y'all. You'll be fine. I promise. Gonna do my part. Gonna get started right after the show, y'all. Hell yeah. Smoke pan every day. And all right, that is Boom Shakalaka. My Beyond Parody section. What do we think about that? You guys gonna help me smoke all the Snoop Dogg weed? I'm sure he's probably not gonna really give up smoking weed. It's probably just some kind of advertisement for some kind of a weed shop he's doing, or who knows. I'm sure there's money involved in this somewhere. Heart problems, possibly. They did do a study recently that shows that if you smoke a lot of weed, it is bad for your heart. I'm gonna take one for the team, though. I love you guys that much. You're welcome. I quit a few years ago after smoking for decades. I'm gonna quit smoking eventually, just not anytime soon. Like 10 years from now, boom, I'm done forever. I'm gonna get it all out of my system. I'm smoking as we speak. Got strawberry and also all gas OG from Michigan. I got super weed. That's basically all I smoke is wax, like 90% pure THC, the hard stuff. Nothing else even makes a dent in my fucking brain. Use a vaporizer. It's still bad for your heart, even if you use a vaporizer. He just said smoke. Vape and edibles still on the table. That's true. Edibles are good. Probably gonna load up on some brownies or some shit. Snoop Dogg gonna get fat. I'm on to edibles. Edibles are good. I can't get them around here because that shit's still fucking illegal. Goddamn Mississippi. Sobriety is overrated. I have not had anything to drink in 3 weeks, though, folks. I haven't been drinking, so that's good. I got to make up for it somewhere. Yeah, Shadow pretty good. I'm a fan. And all right, folks, get your super chats in. We got 2 more quick sections. Going to do a hero to cheer us up, and then some palate cleanser. But right now, sing along if you know the words. We could be first off on tonight's Heroes list, Walter Masterson did it, folks. He did it. He talked a broke-brain zombie into supporting Medicare for all, socialized medicine. How did he do it? Well, let's have a look.
How you doing, man? You made it yourself?
Yeah.
You know, election happens, Trump is elected. What do you want to see Republicans do day one in office?
Get rid of the rhinos. Fire all the liberals and fire all the rhinos.
What do you want to see him do health care?
Well, I'd like to see mental health be addressed, number one. There's a whole lot of people in the United States that need mental health, and there's no mental health available.
Including
for
you?
people. They walk the streets every day without medicine.
Right. And it's exactly Republicans that have gutted that from the very fucking beginning. In fact, Donald Trump has done everything he can to, well, get rid of Obamacare for one thing, but also limit the resources people who have mental health problems have, right? Every step of the way, they've eroded our social safety nets to make it harder for people with these issues to find help. So, like, he clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, doesn't believe in any of these issues, nothing going on in his brain. But anyway, please continue.
That's true. You know what? It sounds kind of like nationalized health care for all.
I'm not completely health care for all because it doesn't give people incentive to work. You know, I know a lot of people, I live in a poor area, and people living off the system, and they'd rather do that than go to work because it's so easy. I've worked hard my whole life.
Well, how do we get mental health care for all then?
Pardon?
How do we get mental health care for all?
Well, I guess if we had to go with what you said, we would go all the way, but people need mental health.
It's not nationalized health care for all, but
if national health care included good mental health for these people in this country, I'm all for it. Maybe
fair
I
enough.
My mind a little bit, but
you know what? You're welcome to change your mind. It's America. Thank you for that.
It costs me a lot of money to come to these events.
Yeah.
I'm a working man. I give up a day's pay. I pay for the signs.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but you're out there supporting the exact opposite of what you claim that you care about. Literally, conservatism, all it does is funnel money to the rich. It hurts people like you fucking moron. But I know, see, the thing about the whole MAGA movement is these people are just weirdos, right there, and they're lonely. And they just want to belong to fucking anything, and they don't really care what it is. And the MAGA movement embraces the lowest among us, the freaks, the dipshits, the crazies. And regardless of who you are, regardless of how bottom of the barrel you are, as long as you suck Donald Trump's dick and toe the party line, they welcome you with open fucking arms. And they're so desperate to belong that they'll do fucking anything for the cult. This guy's a prime fucking example. Working against his own best interest every day. But good on Walter Masterson to help him change his mind a little bit. And then, big shout out to the judge who handed Alex Jones his ass. Talked to him like a fucking child. This is how everybody should talk to Alex Jones.
You may not say to this jury that you complied with discovery. That is not true. You may not say it again. You may not tell this jury that you are bankrupt. That is also not true. You may have filed for bankruptcy. I don't know that, but I've heard that. That doesn't make a person or a company bankrupt. You're already under oath to tell the truth. You've already violated that oath twice today in just those two examples. It seems absurd to instruct you again that you must tell the truth while you testify, yet here I am. You must tell the truth while you testify. This is not your show. You need to slow down and not take what you see as opportunities to further the message you're wanting to further. And instead, only answer the specific and exact question you have been asked. No asides. The comments about discovery, The comments about the larynx or whatever it was.
Somebody said this was old. It just came out yesterday. Aren't these? Is this a new one? You guys sure? I think this is a new video. Isn't he still on trial? I don't know. Whatever. The cat agrees with me. You guys can get fucked. And then Bill Burr finally commented about his wife flipping off Donald Trump at the UFC event. Once again, I told you guys the first time I showed this that he fucking loves his wife, and he even says that it's very clear he loves his wife. Anyway, let's have a look.
They took away our strength and tipped it in their favor. Hey, good on them. But then don't come back at us and then you stole our offense and won a Super Bowl. Fantastic. I get it. This is big boy stuff. But don't come back and start crying.
Bill Burr here on the Rich Eisen Show. I love
That's like those Trump guys. They're always going like, you snowflakes, F your feelings and all of that. And then you make fun of Trump. They're like, oh my God, it's so disrespectful. It's like you're saying F Joe Biden. It's like you can't have it both ways. So that's my thing as a Pats fan, okay?
Yes.
It's just like if you're doing it too, quit your crying. Quit your crying. I mean, you know.
How's your wife's hands doing these days?
Oh, they're fantastic. I love my wife. You know where you stand with her. Okay? The guy walked in the arena. Everybody cheered. She gave him the finger. Nobody got arrested. That's why this country's great. Everybody expressed themselves. Can we all be adults? I mean, I don't know about you, but I came there to go to the fights. I didn't know I was going to the Republican National Convention.
Yeah, but that's what it is. The UFC is totally like a Republican event now. Dana White is 100% sold out for Trump. Trump's always there. All the fighters are always spreading right-wing talking points. Anti-trans, anti-gay, sometimes racist, dipshit stuff. So you should expect that, Bill.
My favorite thing was when Trump was going, thank you. Thank you. You know what it reminded me of? When OJ got acquitted. Remember that? When he's going, thank you. Like, I can't believe I'm getting off of this. Thank you. Thank you. He's another guy. Donald Trump. He's getting the Michigan treatment. Do you know how many people you could accuse of that, falsifying your assets for what they're really worth?
Right.
Like, how come they're not going after the banks? I can just walk into a bank and be like, my house is worth $5 trillion. Can I have a $30 million loan? Okay.
My only pushback on that story is...
That's against the law, though. I'm sure if they had evidence right in front of them like they did for Donald Trump, they would go after whoever. But they literally had the evidence. So that's why they're going after him, and they should. They should go after anybody who breaks the law, but pretty funny. Bill Burr seems like he's all right for the most part. And this is a very quick one, but this is fucking awesome. Talking about an ownage. Talking about a one-liner. Here's Jessica on Fox News destroying Jesse Waters.
But what The Rock said is interesting because there is no Biden voter. I've never seen a Biden bumper sticker. I've never seen a Biden T-shirt, a Biden hat.
Have you spoken to your mother?
Have you spoken to your mother? You guys remember that? I showed you that clip where he had his mom on via audio, and she was handing him his ass over how one-sided his coverage is against Biden because she likes Biden. She's a Democrat. Hilarious. Love me some Jessica. That's some real hero shit. And then last but not least on the heroes list, Macklemore's back. You guys know how I feel about Macklemore. Big fan. I'm not even drunk right now. Macklemore took a teachable moment from a recent concert and used it to spread a positive message. Let's have a look.
Willow, you got this. You know what to do. 20 seconds. Cheer on. 2, 1, 2, 3. But the thing that I love the most about this dance-off is Willow. You know why? Willow, because you showed us what we all do in life. I've slipped before, my love. I've slipped in front of the entire world before. And you know what you did? You got back up and you kept dancing. So thank you, reminding us as humans what it looks like when we slip and we get back up.
It's probably all staged and fake. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's good to have those positive messages out there. Makes you want to well up a little bit. Puts a lump right in your chest. Definitely corny. I know it's fucking corny. Fuck y'all. You dead inside. All you motherfuckers. Pfft, I'm just ashamed. And one more section, folks. Last chance to get your super chats in. We're going to do quick palate cleansers. Prepare to be cleansed, my children. And first off on the palate cleanser, super cute ass baby, y'all. This baby vibing like a motherfucker. And I'm here for it if it'll load. Prepare to all. You getting it. You get it, boy or girl. You get it. Check that little tushy. Woo! So hyped up. Gotta jump up on the table. Yeah, get it. Hell yeah. Superstar. Got some stage presence. Love it. And one more, folks. One more. I gotta admit, y'all, I have not been to the gym in a while. Like, I have my own home gym. I have like a fully decked out home gym area, everything you need to work out. So I have not had an opportunity to go to the regular gym in probably, I don't know, 20 years. And I'm just saying, it looks like it's changed a lot since I last went to the gym. Let's have a look. All right, that's weird. Oh, what is this guy doing? No, that's not how you do that. I don't know. What the fuck is that guy? That guy's got a vacuum cleaner. Oh, no. I mean, I guess that makes sense, sort of. Keep your chest safe. Know exactly when you're getting the right level. And oh, hell yeah. What? Oh, that's got some style on him. And oh, now, that's kind of impressive, actually. I don't even understand, but what the now, trying a little too hard, to be honest with you, but that's still pretty cool. And all right, whatever it takes to get those gains, I guess. I'm out of the loop on the latest muscle building techniques, but whatever works for you, gentlemen. And that guy just chilling with his newspaper and what, so that's cool. Got good balance. That looks unsafe. I don't know. That looks like some OSHA violations to me. And all right, folks, that is my show. If you bail out, please hit the like button before you go. I would appreciate it. But hey, stick around for the after party. Got some other stuff to cover in the after party. You're not going to want to miss it. Catalina Gearbox, what up, Catalina? You should try THC gummies. They're legal federally now, and it does me no good in Mississippi. They're not legal in Mississippi, and I can't get them here. So send me some. I'll definitely do them. You know, Israel hates us too. Like, I'm sure the government does. The people, I'm sure, are fine people. I love Jews. You know, I think that they're a great, normally very intelligent, advanced people. And I think they're on my side, mostly, in my opinion. Big Black Corvette, $20. I don't drink alcohol, but I love tea. See you in December, brother. Hell yeah, I love me some alcohol. Oh, not going to drink with me? Okay, well, that just ruined it. You ruined it, BBC. Fine. I guess I can't drink when you're around because that's no fun to drink alone. But whatever. We'll have some enchiladas or some shit. It'll be good. Dusty is awesome. You're awesome. Mike drives slow. Love you, Dusty. Love you, Sedona Rose. And become a patron, DSPs. Joe Perry guarantees. It'll make cool. All right, I read that. All right. Cool. All right, folks, I'll be back on Monday. It's only 2 days away, like 3, I guess, if you want to count Monday itself. But it'll be here before you know it. So you guys have a good weekend out there. Hey, I demand it. It is a demandment. I love the shit out of you guys. I will see you soon. And the rest of you, I'll see you in the after party right now. So super cool. I'm going to play some Wobble Wobble, an original song by Dusty Smith. And we're going to have a giant, hopefully, we'll see what kitties show up. We'll see how smart they are. But hopefully we're going to have a big kitty party right now. So let's see what the fuck happens. Do. All right, switch over. You guys ready for this? Kitty party! Kitty party! Wobble wobble! Wobble wobble! Wobble wobble! Kitty party! Everybody come on! Kitty party! Everybody come on! All right, we got a few more today. Miss Misty, Pastache, Piper, Teacup, Violet, Pretty Boy, and Cece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 of the 11. Pretty good. Better than last time. Come on, Precious, get up here. Oh, here's a Penguin. Come on, Penguin. Been a while since you've been on here. Come on. Come on, motherfucker. Y'all see some more? This is R from R. Here we go, babies. All right. Miss Precious don't want to get up here, so I just throw her some over there. Fine. Oh, you can see her. You can see her in the corner there. There's Miss Precious down there. You can see her on the floor over there. Hell yeah, another one. Another of the kiddies for the kiddie party. Awesome. Brought them all back in here tonight just for you guys. So we can have a super big kiddie party tonight. Hell yeah. And all right, folks. I'll let you enjoy this kiddie party for a moment. After party already? Yes, time for after party already. It just zips on by, don't it? It's a kitty trough, yes. I have this green screen sheet put on here, and so people were like, are you just pouring all that stuff on your bed? It's a sheet, and I wash it after every show, and so it's fine. It's not dirty. You missed Swagger Cat Super Chat, apparently. Did I? Okay. Wobble, wobble. Couldn't think of anything clever. I read that already. I said you didn't have to. That was good enough. I don't see anything else. What's wrong with being corny sometimes, chat? I'm corny as fuck, so ain't no problem with that to me. Corny's better than being mean. Nope. I read it. All right. All right, everybody. Time to do the after party. If you're not a patron, be sure to sign up on a patron and get access to all my exclusive content for patrons only. You know you want to do it. It'll make you feel good in your bones. Link in the description of the video. Hell yeah. The rest of y'all see you on Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody. Good night, y'all. Mwah. Switch over now.